and you have to honestly answer these questions. So the question for this section of Bhagavad Gita, Hare Krishna, please come. Please come. Please have a seat.
Is it Sunday today?
Yes, Sunday feast, yes. Yes. Hare Krishna. So we are reading Bhagavad Gita and we're going to solve some important question today. So you have to answer this one honestly. Okay? Sometimes one feels very lazy and Hare Krishna. And at other times one is very active. Do you have this feeling in your life? Sometimes you feel very lazy and then sometimes you feel very active. Yes or no? Do you feel like that? Or friends online, if you feel this, what is your name?
Pratiksha.
Pratiksha, and your name?
Julie.
Julie? Okay. So, Lalit Prabhu is answering yes, Nidhi ji is answering yes. Do you feel the same thing in your life?
Yes. Yeah.
How often you feel that you feel lazy, I don't want to do anything, I just want to sleep today?
Whenever the choice of work is of not my choice, I feel lazy to do it.
Very lazy. And sometimes you feel very active.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh, you are at the top of the world, right?
Yes.
So this feeling is very common to everybody actually. You know. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita has answer for this, and the answer will help all of us. Which one will you like? You like to be always active or always be lazy?
Depends.
You like to be lazy or active? Of course, if you want to be successful, then you will like to be active. If you want to be failure, then it's your choice. I will not force upon it. So Lalit Prabhu is answering active, active, active. So then we will have to ask this question, why this is happening? That the same person sometimes is a very nice person, it helps somebody, right? And then at other times, the same person, it becomes very harmful for others. And he may become a source of nuisance actually, right? So these two extremes are usually seen in our life. There is a good in our body, ourselves, and there is also a very bad person within us. We are good, very nice now, but we can be really nasty and we can become very angry and we can do something wrong also. Is that right or wrong? Right? This is common for everybody. Nobody is exception for this. I will not say that I am exception to this or anybody in the planet is exception to this. Because this is common to everyone. That sometimes we are good, sometimes we are bad. Sometimes we feel lazy, sometimes we feel active. Sometimes we feel helping others. And sometimes we are envious of others. Huh? Sometimes we feel compassion for others, and sometimes we feel hatred for others. So, to person whom we love today, the same person we may not like that person tomorrow. The person is the same. So, these two extremes do exist in everybody's life. And why this happens in our life is very nicely explained by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Would you like to know about this? Do you think it is relevant to you? Yeah? Because if you can nail out this question, then you can solve most of the problems of your life. So, Lord Shri Krishna explains to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. And what is Lord Krishna saying to Arjuna? Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna in 3rd chapter, 27th shloka, it is Lord Krishna says here, Prakrute kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. So the translation of this shloka And the meaning of this shloka is the spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are inactually carried out by three modes of material nature. So here, Lord Krishna is saying that we are doing the karma continuously, whether good karma or bad karma, whether we are lazy or where we are active, whether we are helpful to others or we are envious of others, whether we are kind to others or we are unkind to others. We are always acting under three gunas. Huh? So, what are the gunas? These are the three gunas which are always acting upon all of us. Currently, also, there is a force. Guna means some sort of a force. Actually, guna is translated in Sanskrit or in Hindi language as a rope. You know, so there are ropes which are binding all of us, and currently also we are bound by a rope. Every day, throughout the day, 24 hours a day, we are bound by a rope, which is invisible rope. This is not visible, but it is there. Here in the picture, you can see that there are, you can see in the picture, there are these three personalities and they are pulling the strings. Can you see that? Yeah. We are all continuously pulled by these strings. These are invisible strings which are pulling us. And these strings are called as gunas. Guna means rope actually in Sanskrit. Okay. So there are three different types of ropes. And what are these three different types of ropes? Which are explained by Lord Krishna, but we are going to understand them. These are the three ropes which are also called three gunas or three modes of nature, which are Sattva Guna, here, Rajas Guna, and Tamas Guna. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And like these are just like in a car, there is a forward gear, there is a reverse gear, and there is a neutral gear. Do you drive car? Yeah. So there are three gears, right? So one gear is the same machine, it can take the car forward, the same machine can take you back, and same machine, it's not, but different machine, but it is which gear you are in. So one gear will take you forward, one will take you back, and one will keep you as it is, right? Or in the car, there is a temperature controller knob. So on left, extreme left, it becomes cold. On extreme right, it becomes hot, and in between, it becomes neutral, right? So it's the same machine which can act as a heater, act as a cooler or air conditioner, and it can also act as a fan to keep you neutral. So similarly, our body is being controlled by these three gunas, and the same body can be good, same can be bad, or same can be in between also. Right? Hare Krishna, welcome. So Lord Krishna explains about this very nicely to us, and why we should know it, because we are being controlled by this force. We are continuously controlled by these forces. So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you can repeat after me, Sattvam Rajastama Iti, Sattvam Rajastama Iti, Sattvam Rajastama Iti, Gune Prakriti Sambhava, Gune Prakriti Sambhava. So here, Prakriti means the material nature. So material nature has these three invisible forces. And these forces are acting upon every moment of the time. And these forces have certain qualities. And they can take you forward, they can take you backward, or they can take you in the neutral. They can keep you static as it is. So we'll understand these three forces, how they act upon us. So Lord Krishna says that when the living entity comes in contact with this nature, it becomes conditioned by these three modes. Right? So if you come in contact with Sattva Guna, you will get the qualities of Sattva Guna. When you come in contact with Rajo Guna, Hare Krishna beta, please come, have a seat. How are you today? Very good. Nice to see you. So Lord Krishna is saying that if you are controlled by, you see there are three people controlling this two man. So when you are being controlled by Sattva Guna, you feel very nice. When you are Rajo Guna, you feel very passionate. And when you are controlled by Tamo Guna, you feel very lazy. Now we'll learn them in little detail. So Lord Krishna here is explaining to Arjuna. Lord Krishna is saying that there are three gunas which are acting upon you. Either you are in the mode of goodness, Sattva Guna, you are in the mode of passion, Rajo Guna, or you are in the mode of ignorance, Tamo Guna. So as these ropes are twisted, rope is usually twisted, they're tied together. So all these gunas are twisted so together that it's very difficult sometimes to separate them. And here again, Lord Krishna, under Lord Krishna's supervision are the three personalities. One personality is controlling Sattva Guna, one is controlling Rajo Guna, and one is controlling Tamo Guna. So what are the qualities of these gunas? So it is said by Lord Krishna, Tattva Sattvam Nirmalatvat Prakashakam Manamayam Sukha Sangena Baddhanti Jnana Sangena Chanagha. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Welcome. Hare Krishna. So here Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna that when you are in the mode of goodness, which is purer than the others, is illuminating and it frees one from sinful reaction. So when those who are situated in the mode of goodness, they are conditioned by knowledge and happiness. So when Sattva Guna is acting upon us, what happens? We feel very pure. We stay away from sinful activities. Like at this time, we are being conditioned by a guna. Guna means a mode. A force is acting upon us at this time. This is an invisible force. When we are reading Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a force acting upon us, which is an invisible force. And when we are doing some good work, we feel happy, right? Or no? So we feel happy. Tatra Sattvam Nirmalavat. Nirmal means without any contamination. So when we are controlled by Sattva Guna, we feel free from sinful activities and we feel a sense of happiness and knowledge. For example, like say you help someone. Do you feel good about it or you feel bad about it? You feel obviously good about it. Why? Because this force is acting upon you. Which is that force? Which is Sattva Guna. Right? So this is the quality of this force. You feel very motivated when you are in the mode of Sattva Guna. Like teachers are usually in the mode of Sattva Guna. Philosophers are usually in the Sattva Guna. Scientists, they feel that they are helping others, It's a conditioning of mind which helps you to feel better. Then sometimes the same person who is feeling motivated, the same person can feel very lazy at times, कभी कभी आपको लगता है कि no, today I will do some good work, and then sometimes you feel like okay, I don't want to do anything now, I just want to sleep, right? So there is another mode acting upon you at that particular moment. So there is a beast within us and there is a demigod within us. Same person can be harmful to others and same person can be helpful to others. Why? Because this mode is acting upon us. As I said, that the car has three gears: forward gear, reverse gear and neutral gear. So if you put the car in forward, what will happen? The car will move further. It's the same machine, but it can go back in reverse if you change the gear. There's nothing else acting. The same machine put in a different gears. Similarly, if you are being controlled by sattva guna, you move forward. If you are being controlled by tamo guna, then you move backward. And rajo guna is right in the middle, which can take you forward or backward, like that, right? So Lord Krishna says here that there is another force acting upon us, and that force is rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tata nibandanti kaunteya karma sangena dehina. So Lord Krishna says that mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. So when you are controlled by this rajoguna, then what happens? You want lot of money, lot of name, lot of fame. You want to be very famous. You want to achieve more and more and more. Usually, you see, most of the people on the planet are in the rajoguna, 95% of the time. We are in the rajoguna because we always want to achieve something, right? We have a lot of desires, hankerings. Huh? Lord Krishna further says, because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. Huh? Rajo ragatmika vidhi. Ragatmika means lot of desires. Huh? Like people want to have more and more money. Is that right? Everybody wants money? Or nobody wants money? Everybody wants money. That is Rajoguna. Everybody wants money. Huh? And those who are in the Rajoguna going to Sattva Guna use this money to help others. And those from Rajoguna going to Tamoguna use this money to harm others. Like that. The same thing. So Rajoguna is like a neutral gear, and now we can go forward or backward. We all are in Rajoguna. We can use this force to go either forward or backward. Like that. So this is the Rajo Ragatmika Vidhi. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and belongings. So people want a lot of honor, prestige, status, name, fame, and you can use it for a good cause or you can use it for a bad purpose as well. And then the last one, Tamastva Agnanajam Vidhi Mohanam Sarvadehinam Pramadalasya Nidraves Tanadibandhanti Bharata. So when you are in the mode of Tamo Guna, then what happens? The Lord Krishna says, it is the delusion of embodied all living beings, and the result is madness, indolence, and sleep. Right? When you are in the Tamo Guna, then what happens? You feel very pramada alasya. Pramada means madness, and alas means laziness. So when you are under this force of Tamoguna, then you feel very lazy. You don't feel like doing anything for anybody. And nidra means sleep. Sleep more than required actually. Sleep is required for us, but sometimes we sleep more than required. Like how much sleep required? 10 hours? 8 hours? 7? Everybody has different requirements. But common requirement of sleep is about 6 to 7 hours. Anywhere between 6 to 7 is good. So Lord Krishna says that when you are in the Tamo Guna, then Tamastva Agnanajam Vidhi. So there is a madness, ignorance and indolence and sleep, right? So when we are controlled. So these are all different gunas acting upon all of us. Sometimes we are under the mode of goodness, sometimes we are mode of passion, and sometimes ignorance. I'm going to tell you a story, and after this story, I'm going to ask you some questions. These are questions based upon these three gunas, what we heard just now. And the thing with this story is that everybody will answer one question. And one who has answered that question, he will not answer it again. Okay? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. So are you all ready for the story? Okay. So one time, one Brahmana, he lived in a village. He was very poor. And this Brahmana, he traveled from one village to another, and he was going through a forest. And in the forest, when he was traveling, he saw a mango tree. You know, now the mango season is there, and everybody's looking for some mangoes, right? So I thought of mango tree. So Brahmana came across a which tree? Mango tree. So you answered one question, so you will not answer it. So you can answer as many as you want. So Brahmana came across this mango tree and he saw that there are so many mangoes on the tree. And he was hungry also. So he thought of eating mango, but then he said, it is not good to pluck the mangoes from the tree. Usually, he remembered that saintly people, they only take the mangoes which fall automatically, naturally from the tree. They will not pluck the mangoes. Because when you pluck something from a tree, actually the tree also has a sensation. When we pluck the tulsi leaves to offer Krishna, actually tulsi plant also has a life. Suppose somebody plucks your hairs, it's very painful, right? So if you pluck any fruit or leaf from a tree or a plant, the plant has a sensation and the plant feels pain. So that is why we either take the tulsi leaves which have fallen on the ground, or we pray to Tulsi Mata that Tulsi Amrita Janmasi Sada Tvam Keshava Priya Keshavartham Shinomitam Varda Bhava Shobhane. We offer the prayers to Tulsi Mata and says, hey Tulsi Mata, I have to pluck your leaves because I have to offer it to Krishna. Please allow me to. Without offering the prayers to Tulsi plant, you cannot pluck the leaves actually. Oh. So this Brahmana, when he saw these mangoes on the tree, he wanted to eat them. But he thought, no, I should not pluck the mangoes. So he was looking on the ground and he found some mangoes on the ground actually. Some of the mangoes were green, some were red, and some were half green and half red. So usually the green mangoes are raw mangoes, they are unripe mangoes. So they are little not good in taste. Red mangoes are the ripe mangoes. So this Brahmana, he picked up the mango which was red in color, and he thanked Krishna that Krishna, you're so merciful that in the middle of the forest you made this wonderful mango tree, and in this mango tree there are so many mangoes, and there is one ripened mango here, and I'm going to eat this mango. Thank you so much. With that attitude of gratitude, after remembering Krishna, he ate the mango. But after eating the mango, this Brahmana felt that I took something from this tree, now I should return something back also. When you take something from someone, you have to give it back. He felt sort of an obligation to give it back. So, how can he return back to the mango tree? So, he took the seed of the mango and he planted in the soil. He said, whenever this seed will grow, maybe that tree another become mango tree, and that can give fruits to other travelers who might be traveling. So in this attitude of gratitude, this Brahmana planted the seed and he left from that place. When he reached home, he told two of his friends that, you see, when I was going through the forest, I came across this mango tree and it has lot of mangoes. So I recommend that you must visit and taste certain mangoes because they are really, really delicious. So one of his friend, he went to the mango tree. And as soon as he reached the mango tree, he saw that there are so many mangoes there. So he had this idea. What I will do is I will cut few of the branches of this mango tree, and I will take all the mangoes and the branches to back home, and I will sell the mangoes, and I will cut the wood of the branches and sell it for the firewood. So this was his idea. And then the third person, the second friend of that Brahmana, he came and he looked at the mango tree and he plucked one of the mangoes from the top. And he plucked a green mango and he ate that mango. But as soon as he ate that mango, it was so bitter. So he became very angry. He became very mad. And he said, "This mango tree is of no use. I will burn this mango tree." And he decided to burn the whole mango tree. So now is the question related with this story. So these are three people, and everybody has a different behavior, right? So can you please tell me what was the mode in which the Brahmana was? What was that? Uh-huh. Sattva Guna. So your question is done. The second person who came, what was the mode he was in? Why is the Rajaguna?
Because he wants to earn some money from apple and trees. Mango
Mango and the branches, right? So he was in, and then the last person who came, what is the left? Tamoguna, right? So the three people came and they had different gunas, and their behavior for the same tree is different. So, what were the qualities of the first person? One quality each. Okay, everybody will tell one quality of Brahmana in Sattva Guna. So, what is the first quality you can think of Sattva Guna? What is that? Very nice, very nice. So, first quality of Brahmana was gratitude. What is that gratitude?
He took something from mango tree, so he need to do.
Okay, yes, that is a gratitude, or that you can say.
Also, he thanked Krishna for giving him.
Yes, so first he thought is that this mango tree is such a nice in the forest, very nice. So he thought that, oh Krishna, thank you so much for giving the mango tree in the middle of the forest. This is called as attitude of gratitude, and that is very correct actually. So this is the first quality of sattva guna. People who are in the sattva guna, they will always be thankful, right? So this brahmana, when he saw something nice, he thanked Krishna first, that thank you for giving me. So that is the first quality of a devotee. You know, they say that gratitude is a fuel for bhakti. So when there is a fuel, the fire will burn, right? If there is no fuel in the car will not burn. And for bhakti, the fuel is gratitude. So what is the gratitude we have for Krishna? So we can say, Krishna, thank you for giving us the sunlight. Can you make sunlight in the factory? You can't make sunlight in the factory. Then air. Who gives you air? Krishna gives you air. Can you make air in the factory? You remember when there was a COVID-19 pandemic going on, and in India people were suffering lack of oxygen, and no amount of oxygen could be produced enough to supply enough oxygen to everybody, right? So what was that? That was the first sign that we all are dependent on oxygen so much, on Krishna. Nobody can manufacture oxygen in the factory, not enough to make everybody alive. You know, now we are alive and we take it for granted, but imagine there is no oxygen. Will we survive for even 1 minute? So, what is that gratitude? Thank you, Krishna, for giving us the basic necessities, right? Then, what is the third thing which is free and is given to us by Krishna? So, first is sunlight. Do we pay tax on the sunlight? No, right? Imagine you start paying tax on sunlight. You'll go bankrupt probably because we don't have enough money to pay for the sunlight. And air. We don't have a tax on the air as of now. Is that right? But imagine somebody start charging oxygen tax to you. We'll die because we don't have enough money to pay the oxygen tax. And what is the third thing which is free, given to us by Krishna? What is that? Somebody said something? What is that third thing? Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Man ki jai, Shri Radha Vrajvatsal ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So what is the third thing which is free, given to us by Krishna? First is sunlight, air. What is the third thing which is free? I can't hear. Or you pay for it. Well, water is free actually. Yeah, we pay the tax because the water comes to your tap. That is the tax we are paying. We pay the tax for purification of the water, removing the impurities, bringing in your tap. You open the tap. Otherwise, you have to go to fetch the water to the Lake Superior. Have a Honda and go there. That is free water. You can go there. But the tax you are paying is for the service. Otherwise, the water is also. Somebody can say, I can manufacture water in the factory. Can you make water in the factory? No. Yeah, you can. You can take a H2O, two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of, and you can make it. But hydrogen and oxygen you can't make it. That you have to borrow from Krishna. You can't make hydrogen and oxygen. So ultimately it is a Krishna who is giving you all the basic necessities. So what is the attitude of gratitude? We thank Krishna for giving us so many wonderful things around us, right? So that is the fuel for bhakti. A devotee remembers Krishna for the basic things which Krishna has supplied. And a person who is not believing in God, he will never thank anybody. So first quality of Brahmana was gratitude. He thanked Krishna. What is the another quality of Brahmana? You answered once, so your turn is done. So what is the another quality of Brahmana?
Giving back.
Giving back. Very, which is called as Vinay Buddhi. Vinay Buddhi means when you take something from someone, you give it back. You just don't become a taker, always take, take, take. So what did he do? What did he do? He planted another seed. Very nice. So planted the seed. Why did he plant the seed? So that after even 10 years, 15 years, a tree may grow and help others. So it is very good to plant trees actually. Some people say, oh, an old man was planting a tree, and somebody said, before the tree grows and the fruit comes, you will die. But he said, I'm not planting this tree for myself, I'm planting the tree for my grandchildren who will enjoy it. So always think of the future. So that is the Vinaya Buddhi. So that is the second quality. What is the third quality of Brahmana?
When you have something, spread it around.
When you have something good, you spread it around. So he tried and he went to his friends and he told them that, oh, there is a nice mango tree, you can take some fruits. Very nice. What is the fourth quality of Brahmana? Anybody? Any good quality of Brahmana you can come across? No? You don't remember any other quality of Brahmana? No? He took the fruit and he offered first to Krishna. Right? He just didn't eat it directly. He took the permission of Krishna. Krishna, I'm taking the fruit. And what is the fifth quality of Brahmana? He did not pluck it. He took whatever is on the ground. He was very humble. And the sixth quality of Brahmana was one last quality. Who will tell me? You don't remember anything from the story? So there were a lot of fruits on some were green, some were mixed, some were red. And which one he picked up? Red. Why? Because he has this mentality of discrimination. Discrimination means he could identify what is good and what is bad. Discrimination is not other way around, but this is to select what is good in our life and what is bad. Is the Viveka Buddhi. Viveka Buddhi means that there will always be choices in our life, and we can choose what is the best to serve Krishna and which is not best to the serve. So he picked up one nice ripened mango instead of picking a raw mango, right? So these are all the qualities of which mode of nature? Sattva guna. He was under the Sattva guna, so all these qualities developed in the Brahmana automatically. So now the second person came, and what did he do? Who will answer that? What did the second person do?
Take the fruits and cut the branch.
Ah, very nice. So second person came. So Brahmana, he didn't cut anything. He didn't pluck any. The second person came. What did he do? He picked up the fruits and the branches. And what was his aim? Make money out of it. He was. So what is that quality called as? Greed. So greed is the quality of which guna? Rajo guna. Right? So what does greed mean? What does greed mean? Greed. What does the greed means? What does the greed mean? I know lobhi. What does lobhi means?
What's more?
No. Greed and ahankar are different. What is greed means?
Expecting more than deserve.
More. What is more?
Than deserve.
Okay, so more than required, yes, more than what you need actually, right? So Srila Prabhupada gave an example that if you keep a bag of rice at the intersection, and what does the bird do? A bird will come and take up maybe 5 grains, 10 grains, as much as required, right? But when a human being sees the grain, what will he do? He'll pick up the whole thing and go. He will not care that somebody else might need it, right? So that is called as. Ah, so exact definition of greed is taking more than your quota, right? So this second person who came, what did he do? Actually, he could eat 1 or 2 mangoes and go back, like the Brahmana did. But this one didn't do that. What did he do? He cut the few branches. He took all the mangoes, all the branches, and he wanted to sell it. The businessman. Businessman always has these ideas, you know. They always these tricks how to make the money out of it. Right? There was this one person went with his son to Kashi. You know Kashi in Uttar Pradesh, where everybody goes there for at the last moment of the death life they go to Kashi and they want to give up their life in the Kashi. And in the Kashi there is a ghat where they burn all the dead bodies, Hindu culture. So this man, he went to Kashi, and when he saw that so many dead bodies being burnt, so he became like he lost himself. He was stubborn and he lost his mental state. He was just thinking like in a blind. So his son who was traveling with him, he felt that my father is in real shock because so many dead bodies are burning on the Ganga Ghat. So he asked his father, Father, what happened to you? Why are you in so much shock? He says, No, I'm just thinking that so many dead bodies are burnt every day. If I start a wood business here, I will make a lot of money. So his mind was greedy. And what is that mode called as? Rajoguna or passion guna. Passion means that when you are in the passion, you think like getting more and more and more. Is it good or bad? Is greed good or bad? How many of you think is good? How many of you think is bad? You think is bad? You think is bad? How many of you think is bad? Just raise hands. And how many of you think is neutral? It's not good, not bad. What did you say? So as I said that this is a neutral gear. You can take it forward or backward. So if you have a greed, greed is a general concept. If you have greed to serve others, I want to serve more people. I want to bring more people to Krishna consciousness. I want to distribute more prasadam. I want to bring like some food distribution. I want to do more and more and more good things. Is it a greed or not? It is a greed, but this is a greed you are using it for good purpose. Like Srila Prabhupada wanted to establish more Krishna conscious centers. So somebody asked him, Srila Prabhupada, is it a greed or not? He said, yeah, it's a greed, but I'm using the greed for Krishna, right? So this is a neutral gear. Everybody has this greed. You can't say that I don't have a greed. If you say I don't have a greed, you are lying. Because these are within us. We all have unlimited desires. So the same thing can be used for positive. This is a neutral gear. Passion is a neutral gear. You can take it forward or backward. Now, if I have a greed and I want to accumulate more money, and for that I do something wrong, I steal the money from others. Is it a good or bad? That's a bad thing, right? So, same greed, you can use it for negativity, and same greed, you can use it for positivity. You get the point or no? So, most of us are in the neutral position. But it all depends upon what is the influence upon us which is controlling. Now, the third person who came there, what did he do? He burned the whole mango tree. Why did he do that? He became mad, angry. Why did he become mad or angry? What was the reason? Backbenchers? Anybody? Yes, he picked up the wrong mango. So why did he pick up the wrong mango? He doesn't have a intelligence to identify which is good and which is bad, which is a viveka buddhi is very important in our life. So people who are under the mode of ignorance, they do not have this power or they do not have this intelligence enough to select which is good for them and what is bad for them. So then they make a wrong choice. And then what was the second quality or bad quality of that person? So he picked up the wrong mango. He did not discriminate. Then what did he do? He eat it and then he became angry, right? So people who are in the mode of ignorance, they become angry for no reason. You do not have to make them give them any reason. They'll be angry for no reason. You tell them little bit and they become angry. So what do you do with those people? What do you do with those people? When you meet somebody who is in the tamo guna and he's going to harm you now, what do? You just go away from there. You don't stay because you become what you associate with. Right? If you associate with that person, you see the reason we are learning this because these things are around us. And we have to learn how to discriminate the things and how to select the best choices, right? So this person, he burned the tree. So what is that quality of tamoguna? Destructive nature. So when you are angry, you are under the influence of tamoguna, and when you are under the influence of tamoguna, you are destructive actually, right? So never answer anyone when you are angry. When you are really angry with your family member or friend, just don't answer anything. Sometimes it types messages, text message very quickly, I'm very angry, and then you type something. It's gone now. So when you are angry, what you do? You write it on a piece of paper, or maybe if you want to write an email, angry email. People write angry emails, right? Anybody got emails like that? I got many emails like that. People become very angry. And they write you long, long emails. You don't have even time to read that much. But so when you become angry, then you write an email or whatever you want to do, but don't send it to the person. Just skip it and then rethink after 24 hours. Your mind will be changed at that particular time. You know? Because everything is life is about perception. We become angry, but it is the perception of us. If we change the perception, the anger will be changed. And the very nice example of that is that there was one doctor, he had a private hospital. Now, this is a very nice story actually, and you will understand how the perspective makes one angry or happy or emotional. So this doctor, he was a surgeon, and one time, an emergency patient came to his hospital, and the patient was about to die, and the patient had a motor vehicle accident. He was a young fellow in his early 30s, and in the car accident, he had really bad injuries. So the family members brought the patient to this particular surgeon's hospital, and he was almost like going to die because he had a serious injuries in his body. So when the patient was brought in, the doctor was not in the hospital because it was like a off-duty hours. So the nurses looked after him, and the doctor was called upon. So doctor came, he operated, and he saved this patient, young patient, and then he immediately left. Now the family members who were waiting outside the operation theater, they wanted to talk to the doctor because that is the expectation, right? You always family want to talk to the doctor that what happened to my patient. But instead, doctor conveyed the message to the staff, and he left the hospital. So this father of the son who was injured, he felt really bad, and he became angry, and he got disturbed. He said, "This surgeon is very arrogant. He should have talked to us. This is not a good professional manners." And he was really angry, and he was shouting at the staff. So all the staffs, they were hearing him, but then when his anger was cooled down, then they explained to this father who was angry that, the surgeon who came to save your son, he was also tied up somewhere else. Would you like to know why he was tied up and why he didn't get a chance to talk to you? They said, "Yes, I would like to know." He said that the surgeon who came to save your son, at that time he was attending the funeral of his own son, and his son had died in a similar car accident. But as soon as he heard that somebody's son is about to die, he hold on the funeral, came and saved your son, and then he went to attend the funeral back. Now you see the perspective, how did it change? After knowing the details, the father of that son became very emotional, and he thanked the surgeon. So it is the same thing, but the perspectives are different. The modes are different. Now, initially he was under the mode of ignorance, and now he's under the mode of goodness. He became very compassionate to this person. And he said, "I'm really thankful to that surgeon that he left the funeral of his own son and came to save my son." You see? So, when we are angry, the anger is because of perspective. Right? Same person whom you love, and then same person you start hating. You see, people they love each other, and after a few years they want divorce now. They don't want to see each other. Why? The perspective has changed. So in the life, the perspective is very important. And why the perspective changes? Because the modes changes. Sometimes we are in the mode of goodness, and then sometimes we are in the mode of passion, and sometimes we are in the mode of ignorance, right? So these three modes are constantly acting upon us. So we have to be really, really careful that which mode we are associating with. So which is the best guna of all these three? Who will tell me? So these are the three modes. Mode of sattva guna, mode of rajo guna, and mode of tamo guna. Which is the best? How many for sattva guna? Okay, so if you say Sattva Guna, then you have to tell one quality of Sattva Guna. Why do you say that? Okay, we'll start from here.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, very nice. Second,
Helping others.
helping others. Third,
Same.
oh no, no, different now. You can't say same. We discuss so much and you say same. That
Giving
doesn't
back.
work. Okay, one thing about Sattva Guna which you like. I'll give you some seconds to think.
Intelligence, basically.
Okay, you have a you can have a Vivek Buddhi.
Vivek.
Okay, fourth, huh?
Kindness.
Kindness. Fifth,
Serving others.
serving others. Sixth,
Not discriminating.
what is that?
No discriminating.
No discrimination. Uh, can you explain a little bit more?
Like he picked mangoes from the bottom
Uh-huh.
and he didn't choose the wrong one and gave it up.
Okay, so he could identify which is Vivek Buddhi. Okay, anything else? Anybody else want to add something? Yes, Prabhuji? Huh?
Good attitude.
Good attitude, yes. Anything else?
Giving back.
Giving back, very nice, good quality, yes. People who are in Sattva Guna always want to give back, right? And then Lalit Prabhu online is saying very generous, yes. Anything else you want to add, people?
Thankfulness. Humble.
Humble, very kind, compassionate, humble, yes. What is that? Offer to Krishna, yes. So a sort of attitude of gratitude, very nice. So a lot of good qualities of Sattva Guna, right? So which is the best guna of this? Sattva Guna, right? And what is the worst guna of all this? And what are the qualities of Tamo Guna? Okay, we'll start from the back. What is that? Lazy, yes, very nice. Lazy, second. Angry, yes. Lazy, angry, yes. People who are under Tamo Guna, their temper is very short.
Sleepy.
Sleepy, yes. Lazy, sleepy, angry. Sleepy means what? They will sleep while talking. हम बात कर रहे हैं वो सो रहे हैं ऐसे भी लोग रहते हैं ऐसा लग रहा है कि ध्यान कर रहे हैं लेकिन वो सो रहे हैं actually maximum people sleep when the Bhagavatam class is on because that is the best time mind becomes so much relaxed भगवान की कथा चलती है यहाँ पे सो रहे हैं so what is the sleep sleepy means that sleep more than required sleep is required for you 6 to 8 hours but more than that is tamoguna okay fourth quality of tamoguna
Knowledge about good and bad.
no viveka buddhi very nice very nice so when we are under the mode of ignorance we can't discriminate whether this is good or bad we are confused we take random very good fifth one
Negative attitude.
very nice destructive quality people who are under tamoguna they want to harm others actually next one jealousy very nice people who are under the tamoguna they are jealous of others uski safi kameez meri kameez se safed next one addiction anger quick like that so they judge others one of the thing is judging others is a tamoguna actually one should not judge somebody without knowing the background you can't take the final call on someone just by the external appearance so like that so best of the guna is sattva guna is that right everybody agree and 90% of the time we are all in which gunas we are all under rajoguna is that everybody will agree or you are in sattva guna everybody how many of you are in sattva guna always so our guna is mostly rajoguna I would say 80% rajoguna 20% sattva Tamoguna. Tamoguna. So the proportion might be a little bit different for her, but for commonly it is like that. So Sattva Guna is best. So how do we always be in Sattva Guna? If it is the best thing, how can we always be in Sattva Guna? Who will tell me? So if Sattva is the best, how can we be always Sattva Guna? Yeah, that is the quality. Now we discuss quality. Khatam ho gaya abhi. Now we are talking about the practicals. Now we finished the theory. Theory ho gaya kaam. Abhi everybody remembered everything, right? So theory work is done. Now the practice. Yes, Shrimati. You can think of Krishna Right, right. So whenever you get up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? Thank Krishna. Thank you for giving me another day. So Karagre Vasate Lakshmi Karamule Saraswati. So as soon as you get up, you start thinking about Krishna. You would have been dead in the night. Is that right? सो नींद में भी मर जाते थे हम, लेकिन हम भगवान को क्या कहते हैं सुबह उठ के? हे कृष्णा, थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग मी another day, right? So that is the very good thing practice we can do is remembering God, remembering Krishna, which is also called as the Smaranam. Smaranam means I had always remembered Krishna, I never forget Krishna. So whatever happens in our life, we thank to Krishna. Right? Whether good or bad, it is relative actually. Something which is bad today might be good for tomorrow. We don't know. Sometimes what we want, we may not get in the life at that particular second. And we may think, oh, Krishna didn't help me. But that might be the good, ultimate good in the end for us. So that is called as Smaranam. So as soon as we get up in the morning, we start remembering Krishna. How do you remember Krishna every day? What are the methods to remember Krishna? First is chant his holy name, right? So you take a shower. While taking a shower also you remember Krishna's holy name. So there is a mantra there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So this is an easy mantra actually. And this mantra is prescribed for the current age, which is Kali Yuga. This current age is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. Hypocrisy means, everybody understand hypocrisy? What is hypocrisy? Can somebody help me? Hypocrisy means cheating. People cheat with each other. They make a show that they are very nice, but they are not nice to you. They'll talk very nicely to you. Hello. You feel they are very kind to you, but at the back they do something else. You never trust. That's what happens. So hypocrisy. And another thing is quarrel. People fight with each other for no reason. Husband, wife, no reason there is a fighting going on. कोई कारण नहीं है, झगड़ा हो रहा है. Then one neighbor fighting with another neighbor. One country fighting with. What is the reason? Ukraine, Russia fight. What is the reason? Anybody knows the reason why they are fighting? We don't know. They are fighting just for over a month. They have killed hundreds and thousands of people. Both countries are going to go bankrupt, but they will still fighting. This is the quality of the Kali Yuga. So in this Kali Yuga, there is a Upanishad which is called as Kali Santara Upanishad. In this Upanishad, this prescription is given that in the Kali Yuga, if you really want peace of mind, then this mantra will help you. So chanting the mantra. Then the second thing what you do to stay always in mode of goodness is your association. Association means the people whom you make friendship with. So if you associate with people in the mode of goodness, what will happen? You will feel good. Right? And if you associate people with mode of ignorance, you will feel the same. Right? If you watch a horror movie, what happens? You feel horror. If you watch a nice comedy movie, you feel happy, relaxed. Right? Like that. So your entertainment also you have to select what you are watching, or what you are hearing. Sometimes we read the news, all the newspaper, what do they publish? How many people killed and how many people died and like that. So this is all mode of, what is that mode? Goodness? What is that mode? Reading negative things. What is it mode called as? I can't hear anything. Tamoguna. Huh? So we have to select what we are associating with. So most of the time when we are associating with social media also, It is what guna? Social media? Facebook, Twitter? WhatsApp, what guna is it? Most of the time it's Rajoguna or Tamoguna. Rarely Satoguna. Anyway, so that is the second thing. First is chanting, second is association, third is your diet. You know, you are what you eat. If you eat meat, then you will be in the mode of tamoguna because the food will create your thoughts. Right? So our diet has to be in the mode of goodness. You know, so what is the diet in the mode of goodness? Sattva gun ka ahar kya hai? What is the diet in the mode of sattva guna? Eat prashadam, very nice. Whatever this prashadam is composed of? Fruits, vegetables, milk, yogurt, all are in sattva guna. What is the rajoguna diet? Or let's say tamoguna diet. What is the tamoguna diet? Tamoguna. I'm talking about tamoguna, extreme. What did you say? Meat, chicken, fish, meat, eggs, chicken, all these are tamoguna, right? Even an onion and garlic is considered to be under tamoguna. That is why we don't eat the onion and garlic. And the rajoguna diet? Spicy diet, very oily diet, very salty, very pungent. All these are sugary diet. Yes, very sugary. Huh? Little sugar is okay, but not too much. So this diet now, entertainment can also be in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So everything in the life we have to have a discrimination कि what we are associating with. So हम जो खाना खा रहे हैं वो भी हमें सोच के खाना चाहिए हम क्या खा रहे हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि पार्टी में बुलाया तो चलो फ्री में है. You know, in our hospital, many times they have the food, right? And they will say, oh, this is a nice vegetarian food we have cooked for you. But I said, no, I already had my food. I'm filled. Because we don't know how they have cooked, you know. Even though they might say it's vegetarian, you never trust people who cook the food outside, you know. I've seen with my eyes sometimes that they're using the same spoons and same utensils to cook. They might say that, okay, we use the separate pans, but they're lying most of the time. Some might be innocent and they might have separate pans. But so we have to be very, very, what do you say, viveka buddhi, like a brahmana, you know, what is good, what is, you have to, because not only the food which you outside affects your thoughts, but it also affects your health, you know, because most of the diseases are caused by food. One of the most common disease nowadays is called as the fatty liver disease. And one of our Dr. Raman's daughter, she has published a book, and this is a true fact actually. Most of the people who are overweight, they have the chance of getting fatty liver. Fatty liver disease is a asymptomatic disease, but slowly and slowly it develops and it leads to the liver failure. And this is very common cause of liver failure nowadays. People are not even aware that the diet is causing them liver failure. By even overweight people don't know that their liver is failing. So that is why we have to control our diet. That is very, very important. What we are eating, how much we are eating, how there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita which is called Yukta Ahara Viharasya Yukta Chetasya Karmasya Yukta Swapna Bodhasya Yogo Bhavati Dukkha. Dukkha means misery. If you can control your eating habits, if you can control your sleeping habits, if you can control your recreation habits, then you can overcome the problems. You know. So sometimes we eat many times a day. You know, there is one verse in yoga which says that one who eats one time a day is called yogi. One who eats two times a day is called bhogi, and one who eats three times a day is called rogi. And why is that so? What is the science behind this? And I learned this that more you eat, every time you eat, what happens? Your body releases a hormone to digest the food which is called as insulin. Right? When you eat, like say, apple, or you eat a chocolate, or you eat a whole meal, your body releases 55 units of insulin from the pancreas, every food. So whether you eat one chocolate or whole meal, the body is going to release how much units of insulin? 55 units of insulin. So now you eat 3 times a day or 5 times a day. How many times you are releasing insulin? 5 times. Now this insulin remains active always. And more this insulin acts on your cells become resistant to insulin, which is called as insulin resistant diabetes. So that is why the diabetes is increasing nowadays. But when you eat 2 times a day, then your insulin is released only twice. And when the insulin is not released, your body releases a hormone called as glucagon. And this glucagon helps to lyse fat within your body. That is why it is recommended that one who eats 1 time is a yogi, one who eats 2 times is a bhogi, but more than that is rogi, because it's going to create diabetes in your body. More diabetes, then there will be a heart disease, then hypertension, like that. So these three modes of goodness, they are controlling our life, they are controlling our choices, they are controlling our mental status. So it is very important for all of us to realize what mode of nature we are in at the present moment. And always in Sattva Guna is possible if you always remains Krishna conscious. No? Always remembering teachings of Bhagavad Gita. When you associate with Tamaguna or Rajoguna, you just stay away and convert that to Sattva Guna. Sleep 6 to 8 hours, not more, not less. If you sleep less than that, you might get heart disease. People who sleep less also have a mental disorders, anxiety, depression. Some people don't sleep till 3 o'clock midnight. They go to sleep at 4:30. And then when they will get up, they're afternoon 4:30. So you went to sleep at 4:30, wake up at 4:30 afternoon, then have some food, and then go back. What's happening? This is called depression, the classical case of depression. So you know why sleep is required? Because when you sleep, your brain generates a hormone called melatonin. And melatonin is important to control your heart rate, blood pressure, your digestive tract. Because when you travel from, say, India to America, you get a jet lag, right? What is a jet lag? You stop producing melatonin during that flight because you were awake all the time. You couldn't get sleep. So body didn't produce melatonin. So then you have a stomach disturbance. Then it takes a time to settle down. But when you sleep between 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, so night 10 o'clock to midnight 2 o'clock is the time when melatonin is produced in your brain. And at that time, your room has to be pitch dark. Then only melatonin will be produced. If there is a light, no melatonin production. Then your stomach will remain disturbed. You will feel angry. You will not be able to concentrate. You will fail miserably in your life. So that is why sleep is required 6 to 8 hours maximum. And that is also a time sleep. So people who are working day-night shift, they have a stomach disturbance, they have problems because melatonin. Now people buy the melatonin tablets from the markets, but they are not good for us. Why? Because because they are produced from the pig pituitary. This is the animal source. So we don't take melatonin tablets as a devotees, right? So we try to avoid those things. But anyhow, so whatever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is a science actually, right? So when Lord Krishna says yuktahar vyarasya yukta chetasya karmasu, this is a principle of Ayurveda and homeopathy. What is that? Balanced life or balanced living. Actually, allopathy doesn't teach you how to balance your life. Allopathy teaches you how to treat the patients, but they don't teach you the preventive side. But Ayurveda teaches you how to balance your life, and that is what the whole summary of Ayurveda is in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 22nd shloka. So whole Bhagavad Gita is called as the book about art of living. Right? So if you want to live a successful and healthy life, then Bhagavad Gita is very important. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers here. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll do the Aarti ceremony. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any question? किसी का कोई प्रश्न? No? Thank you so much. I want to thank all the friends who are joining us online. We have Bhavya, Shweta, Lalit Prabhu, Madhuben, Mihir Prabhu, Raj. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll stand up and we'll do Aarti ceremony followed by Prasadam. Next week is a very important festival, Lord Nrsimhadev's appearance day. So please come. We are going to have Lord Nrsimha's appearance day celebration. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. ऋषिकरण चल जा सकते प्रभु जी लाइट बंद कर दीजिए श्री श्री गौरताई की जय श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय श्री श्री राधा व्रजवत्सल की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा जी की श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेम